This is the conclusion of my ranting and ravings about endowments. For some reason, my camera shut down, and I've been reviewing these bad points about endowments and church investments and things like that. And I acknowledge there are good points, but the first one I acknowledged was bigger barns mentality. You know, the parable in Luke. But it's not bigger ministries, it's bigger barns. Secondly, love of money, root of all evil. Once people see the accumulation of these funds, it becomes love of money. Thirdly, they're given as offerings, not as investments. Fourthly, the huge funds attract power-hungry people to try to control them and be controlling of the church. Ananias, Sapphira, Acts 5. And fifthly, stock market crash. Now what happened to me, I was in a congregation in the year 2008, and that congregation had 100,000 in investments, and overnight it went down to 50,000. And I begged and pleaded with the leaders, get it out of there, get it into CDs. They said, no, we lost it in the market, we're going to get it back. Now I saw gambling fever, and that's the last item I have here. It's related to gambling. Is it gambling? I would say the more aggressive stock, yes. If they're more safer investments, maybe no, like bonds. But what happens a lot of times, churches want to go for the big returns, and they put things in aggressive stock. So I'm going to take you to a couple of articles that you can look up, and you can get some more info if you like with these articles. Now this one that was pretty helpful right here was entitled, What is the Church's Money For? It comes from Christian Century. And I don't like that title, What is the Church's Money For? They're offerings, not money. And this is the one that has the quotation about how many churches have something along the lines of investments and endowments and bequests, and that's about 34% of churches, and about 25% or a quarter of churches get passive income, meaning they're using the principal of these investments to be dumped into their annual budget every year. And that would constitute about 4 or 5% of the budget. Now I think the statistics given are a little bit low, but they did the research, I didn't. So I'm just scrolling through this so you can see where the article is, and if you want, you can go to that article and read some more for yourself. That is in August of 2024, and it's the Christian Century, What's the Church's Money For? And I kind of borrowed the title. As a pastor, I am both grateful for our congregation's healthy endowment and distressed by it. I don't think I'm alone. Now, be honest with you, most of my pastoral experience, I didn't really focus too much on this. A little bit here and there, but it kind of came to a big head or a conclusion for me in the last church where I served. I mentioned they had over $2 million in stock investment, and they were unwilling to pay for my medical expenses, and they didn't want to continue with me because of medical expenses. Yet, by that I mean paying into the system, not necessarily if I went into the hospital. They weren't my insurer. Paying for my insurer, okay, the monthly or quarterly rate to buy insurance. Now, they had $2 million in investments, and that was an issue. Needless to say, it led to my saying that it's time for me to let go and to go off into retirement. So I'm using this article here. As a pastor, I'm both grateful for our congregation's healthy endowment and distressed by it. Now, I'm a little more on this side, distressed by it, rather than grateful, because of the dynamics of what happens because of its existence. And many people begin to almost, well, I will not say almost, they do worship it. It becomes an idol. The bigger it grows, the bigger the idol. And people trust in that, and they don't trust in God. And they don't trust in one another. And they end up doing things like what was done for me. That is to say, never mind that we have $2 million existing somewhere, we don't want to pay for your medical insurance payment. So that's what led me to do this, and I'd like to say thank you to you for watching this and listening to me. And again, keep in mind that I'm not ignoring the fact there are good points, and I would like to reaffirm, over the 42 years I was a recipient of a lot of this in churches I served, that it helped to keep stability of churches where I served. And it's up for discussion, debate. It's up for you to struggle with in your pastorates. You will struggle with it, whether you want to or not, as the years roll by. And you may have tremendous positive in favor of it and so excited about it right at this moment. And then if the crash comes, which it probably will, and the paper in front of you that said that you had $300,000 in endowment in your church now says, sorry, the best we can give you for all your stock investment is $150,000. 50% of it gone overnight. Then you might want to reevaluate what is going on with the usage of stock market investments and endowments. Now, I see no evidence in the churches of the New Testament that any of this was ever used anywhere. The only thing I see in the New Testament is they were constantly taking up offerings to help those who were in need. I don't see them taking up offerings to buy stock. Anyhow, I'd like to thank you for watching. This concludes the video.